Hey, what's going on, everybody? It's Marshall back with bids and offers. I wanted to make this video showing you guys this nice trade that I took on the E-mini S&P 500 futures on Friday, April 4th by getting long at these 5266s off a low volume node and targeting a zero print that remained unfilled at the 5282s. And I did all this using Orderflow. All my tools I'll showcase in this video, everything that you guys would need to replicate a setup like this and learn from me and start taking some slightly higher quality order flow setups. And I hope you guys take something away from this. So I want to just jump right into it. And I want to show you guys this trade that I took on Friday, April 4th, I believe it was, yeah, April 4th, by getting long right down here at these 52.6675s and getting out at these 52.82s. For about a 15-point profit, a 15.25 point profit on a mental stop loss, which is something I rarely do, of about 8 points. So roughly a 2-to-1 trade, which I'm not extremely happy about, but I'm also attributing the size of my stop loss to the market conditions and the volatility that had been brought to us in this trading session and the last few sessions. So basically, I don't know if you can see it on here, but let me go to the 15 minute. So the 15, or looking at 30 minute. So the 30-minute chart shows what the price has been looking like the last few days. It's been a pretty brutal correction so far. Price is dropping very hard. We fell very hard through here. And we recovered slightly, not even really recovery. We just kind of ranged here, and then we started to drip down. We tried for an effort back into the range and failed. That added another just about 100 points down. Tried it again, didn't even try and recover back above this low here, and then failed again. So this was April 4th here. This was the 9:30 open. Let me turn my thing on to local here. So this is the 9:30 open right in here, and or where is it? Yeah, right in here. Okay, so 9:30 open right there. We actually popped up a little bit here. And essentially, I was looking to be a buyer on Friday because I didn't really want to sell the market all the way down here. I thought that that would be a little bit of a stupid idea. Now, momentum is a thing. You can definitely play on momentum, but I kind of wanted at least price to jump back into the middle of this range here, or maybe up into here for some recovery, some mean reversion. So let me jump right into this trade. I want to show you guys what I saw. So at the open here, 929, we had a big pop up, and then at the open, we came down, we broke above that high, and then from 53.14 and a half up here, where earlier we had a rejection just below VWAP, we almost hit VWAP, which is this blue line here, and we sunk hard. We sunk from 53.14 all the way down to 52.45. So that is quite a large down move. That is over 60 points. That's about 70 points of loss. That's a lot of quick between 9:30 and 9:43. So in 13 minutes, the market fell over 70 points. So I'm not, I don't necessarily love catching falling knives. I've really been, that's one of the key things that I've changed over the last few months in my trading is really waiting for confirmation from the order flow and from the actual price action itself to really confirm that there are people already, buying my bias in the market. So if I want to fade this move back in like this, I could have tried it here, I could have tried it here, and here. I would have probably got stopped all 3 times. Now, I used to do that a lot more, but what I do now, I'm not going to say I'm perfect now, but because I still make mistakes, everybody does. But what I try and look for now is are people in the market that are proving themselves to, want to try and fade the trend. So we had this pop up here. We got rejected at this 200 EMA. I believe this is 200. Let me just double check that. It's a 233. Okay, so Fibonacci number on that. What I wanted to do was look for a pullback into this zone here, 52.67 to about 52.60. To get long on a move back up like this. Now, I could have tried it in here on this little pullback. I could have done it here. but I was honestly just a little bit late to the party, and I didn't see as good of confirmation in any of these areas here. So I wanted to wait for buyers to really, prove themselves, and then once again on this dip into this area, I'll get to why I have this area mapped out in a second. I wanted to dip into this area and then buyers to prove themselves once again, because I felt if we could make a dip below this low, take out some liquidity here, and get back into this little demand zone that we formed right here at 52.62.75 at 9:45 a.m., that we would be able to get some more buyers factored in and then take the ride higher. So again, I did have like a 7 to 8 point stop loss that I almost manually hit close position because it did go against me about 6 points. If we come over here, I'll show you guys. So this is my entry right here, this little blue arrow. So this is my entry at the 66.75s. Price came all the way down beneath that, about 6 points, so 60.75. So I was 6 points in the red before I came back to break even and turn green. Now I want to show you guys the reason for why I was looking for this setup in the first place. So essentially, this is the volume profile right here. Not essentially. This is the volume profile. I mentioned this in my last video. I use this a lot. It really helps me see the volume at price that gets developed. So if I start at 930 here, I only use the 930 to current market price volume profile. I don't like looking at overnight profiles. I will look at the previous day cash session volume profile. I will look at the previous day high volume node, the previous day high and low of the value area, and of course the range. So the open, the low, the high, and the close of the previous day. So what I did this morning at 9:30 is I opened a volume profile, and I just like putting it over the chart like this. I feel like it's a better visualizer for me. Some people have it over here, like a composite profile or a profile on the side of their chart by price. So I just like doing this. It's better for me. Whatever works for you guys. Obviously, don't copy anyone if you don't think it works for you. Just because it works for me might not work for you. Be unique and find your own style of charting. So anyway, the edge of this profile, as I keep drawing it over the price action, you get to see the volume that is developed at each price here. So once we get down to this area, the VPOC is up here. And we're starting to develop some volume down here in this range. So I continue this all morning, and now I notice that price is out of the value area. The value area is currently right here at these 69.50s. And then the buyers start proving themselves in the market here. We start to get this move up. Now the VPOC is down here at these 68s, and there's some pretty good chunk of volume down here. Now what I noticed is that as we get to current market price, I'm up here, right? I'm up here. I look at this gap down here. You see this gap? There is over double the volume done at these 73s, 74s than these 64s, 66s to 60s. So there's a gap down here. All this price action from 52.66 to 52.58, there is a pretty big gap in market participation, which is just total volume done at this price. You call this a low volume node. Now I actually just dropped a YouTube short and an Instagram reel on this trade that I took. I just uploaded that. It's a pretty good recap. I just wanted to go a little bit more in depth in this video before I get to my NinjaTrader settings. So what I want to do is show you guys how I used this low volume node and order flow to get confirmation to take the market long right here at these 52.66.50s, targeting these 52.82s. Now, before I get in a position, I always have, number one, an area where I want to enter the market, where I would like my position to be the most and where it makes sense according to my stop and my target. So number one, where am I looking to spot opportunity? Where am I looking to put my stop? And then where am I looking to put my target? Now, before we get to where my stop is, I'm going to show you guys something up here at these 52.81.75. Yeah, sorry, these 52.82s. You see this right here? I don't know if I can make that any bigger, but let me try and zoom this in. So at this price right here, at these 52.82s, if you look to the right, there is a zero print on the ask side of the market. What this zero means is that there was no volume done on the ask side of the market, no volume transacted here in this move down. Now, there are some zeros here the zeros that I look at the zeros that are on the end of these footprint candles don't matter as much to me because that's just the end of the range and it's typically very thin volume done there anyway. And then when the next candle loads, it'll fill that in. But prints that are on the inside of the candle, like right here at these 83.50s and up here, right here at these 86s, these prints typically have to get filled in because of the way the market likes to auction. So again, the market is an auction, and when you say there was somebody on the ask here willing to, sorry, let me rephrase that. There were market participants here that were willing to do business, and the price fell straight through this area too quickly because people would rather buy the market and sell the market lower than this price right here at these 52.82s, which leaves a zero print. You see this gap in the profile? There's one volume executed on the bid and zero executed on the ask. So at some point in the near future, if we have a violent, quick move down like this, I really like to use these areas as targets, like these 52.82 zero print right here, because the market will eventually want to come back and fill this in. And oftentimes, if we have this print in an area where the move initiated down from, which, as you can see, it's pretty damn close to where the market initiated the down move. So this was like a quick jolt right through here from 9:53 and 59 seconds to 9:54. The market moved pretty swiftly down, about 10 points. And this area was left with a little gap. So I targeted that as my target. That was the first reason that I had said, hey, maybe I should try this long here, because I love these zero prints acting as magnets. Now, that was right up in here. If we go over to this side of the chart, that's 52.82 right there. So the start of this move down into this low volume node where buyers tried to lift the market once here, sellers pushed it through and they kept it down. They kept it down again, and then the buyers lifted through this area, proving that they wanted price to be above this area, and there was not much transaction history done here. There was not that much business done here at these prices. Now, we tried again. The sellers pushed down. The buyers defended once again. Now, honestly, this would have been a nice entry. This probably would have been my first entry, but we didn't have as much upside that came after it than this entry right here. So price came down, and I wanted to see the buyers defend the market in this area where I could get long anywhere from these 67s to these 62s to 61s. I wanted the market to fall into this area, and I wanted to find confirmation. Let me just make this a little bit smaller. I wanted to find some confirmation down here to take the market long. So I know I changed up this footprint a little bit from the last video, and I'm gonna try out this new style of footprint here where it's shown as a profile, so I can better visualize the volume levels and the imbalances. So essentially, we came down all the way down into these 52.62.50s, which is right here at this candle low. So 52.62.50. It's pretty much that low right there. As you can see, this line right here, this 52.62 in 3/4, 75, that lines up right in the middle of this area where there's a low volume node on the volume profile, where the buyers defended once, the sellers defended once, and then the buyers pushed through and then defended it again. So I wanted another confirmation in here to see that the buyers wanted to stay away from this price. The buyers did not want the sellers to push back through this zone. So I was willing to get out for a loss once we came down here below this low volume node, where the sellers have then proved themselves strong, holding price beneath this low volume node. So I was willing to sell the market for about a 7 to 8 point loss, which is a lot. I'm going to be honest with you. This was like a C to maybe like B- trade on my end. It was great for me because it worked out really quickly, but I did go into the red about 6 points immediately before I went into the green. So I saw the market come down into this level right here, these 66.50s right here where there's this high volume done. Notice that the 66.50s are just about right here at the bottom of this area where the market bottomed and then came up. So I hopped in long right here at these 66.75s, right at the top of this low volume node, essentially seeing price bounce back up above this high volume area, which sat above the value area low on the volume profile. And I got in long right here at these 66.75s. Now my mental stop was down here at these, I want to say like 59s, almost 58s. I wouldn't have really wanted to, I probably would have cut it at 7 points. If we came another point down, I would have cut it. But, that's hindsight, of course. You guys know all about hindsight. So I got long here, seeing the reclaim of this area where price once got defended, right in here. These 66.75s, right in here, they got defended. So I had my stop, pretty big amount of wiggle room, saying I'm willing to get out at these price levels down here. We went into the red, and then we immediately reclaimed. We immediately reclaimed my position, which once again is right here. And this would have been the nice entry to catch right here at 9:56 and 57 seconds. So, or I don't know exactly which second, but that's the time that this candle ended on. So the buyers pushed themselves back out of the volume, the low volume node to these 52.72s, almost 73s, which is right up in here, these 73s. Price then pulled back into the same area that I got long initially, these 66.75s at the top of this low volume node, where the sellers tried pretty hard. You can see all this red selling volume in here. They tried pretty hard to get price back inside of this low volume node and facilitate business down here. But they got defended by the buyers in here, and price lifted immediately right out of this zone. There was almost zero selling pressure in this candle right here. We popped out of this high. A bunch of people got out right here for a loss. All these shorts, you can see the size that came in right above this high. All the shorts in here that were selling, betting on the market coming down lower, they were likely getting out for a loss above this high, which creates a sort of a mini short squeeze, which pushed price all the way up very quickly right into this VWAP. I'm sorry, not VWAP. Right into this EMA up here. Now we ranged a little bit. We came down, up, down. More activity down here, which proved that the buyers wanted to lift the market higher. This positive delta. This positive ask of 216 over 57. You can look at, actually, somebody in my comment section actually mentioned this last night. So you can look at delta as the next tick up ask minus bid. You can also look at imbalances as the horizontal ask minus bid. It's really personal preference. I personally like looking at it as the what am I trying to say here? As the horizontal, so ask minus bid at the same price. That shows me, who is willing to do more business on either the bid or the ask side of the market at this very specific price level instead of a tick above and a tick below. It's all personal preference, but anyway, I got out right here, just above this high at these 52.82s. Why? Because of the zero print at these 52.82s. Flat right here, as you can see. You can see when price came up, I actually got tapped once and I didn't get filled. Price came back up and I got out right here. You can see that tiny little pink triangle, 52.82 flat. So that was about 15.25 points on about a planned 7 to 8 points of risk. Very wide stop loss for my liking. I rarely ever do that. That is not common for me. I typically take trades that are over 3 and 4R. So on a typical trade with 15 points of profit, I would likely have an under 4-point stop most of the time. If I have a larger stop, I typically try and target a little bit higher or lower of a target for more gain to take care of my possible stop losses that I may take. That's all volatility speak. Anybody that knows about the current market on ES and the NASDAQ itself too. ES, I mean, you're lucky if you can get a 2-point stop. If I can get sniper entries, I'm getting a 2-point stop. But most of my trades recently have been at least 2 to 4 points. Rarely 5 points, but pretty much 2 to 4 points. So I'm rambling now. This was the trade that I took. Confirmation at the lows in this low volume node where buyers and sellers previously had a battle at. The buyers defended themselves to get price above the node. We pulled back. I looked for confirmation on the order flow to take this long with a clear invalidation point, getting out down here for a loss if the sellers prove themselves strong. betting on price coming back into the mean of price, right up in here, where these 52.82s were, where this zero print was, where there was a lot of transaction today. We transacted a lot in here, we transacted a lot in here, we popped up, we sold through it, and there was a zero print left, and it was just below. We had VWAP lying higher, we had the 233 Fibonacci EMA lying higher. There are reasons for me to take the market long here. I got long, made about 15.25 points. Yeah, so that is the trade recap for Friday, April 4th. A one and done, no stop losses, one entry, and 15 points of profit. Yeah, so what I'm going to do now is I'm actually not going to talk about my settings in this video because this video is long enough. I'm going to make a separate video for that. So I have a lot of like windows and stuff to go through to show you guys how I have everything set up. But yeah, so I hope you guys enjoyed this trade recap. It was a little bit over a 2-hour trade, so about 7 points of stop loss wiggle room on about 15 points of profit. So you know, 2.1 stop or 2.1 R multiple trade. I think that works out to be. I actually don't have TradeZella set up right now, so I can't pull up my my whole trade record sheet. But you can see my executions right here for now. So I'm gonna work on that soon. Yeah, my next video is going to be NinjaTrader settings. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you took something away from it. If you're looking to scalp the market, position yourself with people that are already proving themselves strong in the market. Find trapped market participants so that you can profit on the pain that they feel when price goes against them. You don't want to be the one in pain. You want to be profiting off of other people's pain. It's okay if you take a loss here and there, but remember, as I mentioned before in the last video, if you can allow your winners to pay for multiple of your losers, you will come out on top in the end if you focus on taking quality setups that align your bias on the trade with confluence in the market that is already there. Say how I did just now. I got in, seeing the buyers defend themselves once again after this already up move, and this in this area, this zone, where buyers and sellers previously fought against to acquire this price. So yeah, I'm going to have another video coming out shortly. Thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate all of you. I got a ton of feedback on my recent video. I have a ton of people in my DMs asking for more content, for answers to their questions about trading, my NinjaTrader settings, which again I'm making a video on shortly. I have people asking me if I want to, if I'm offering a course or mentorship. Currently, I do not offer anything, but I am working on a program that is going to encompass order flow trading and a bunch of my setups that come through. I don't know why I said come through. A bunch of my setups that I can showcase to you guys, a bunch of my losers that I can showcase, and live trading, not live trading. I'm not going to do live trading, but a live playback of the market as I view it. So I have some screen recordings that I'll show you guys, but yeah, I'm working on creating a very, very comprehensive, value-packed program for novice traders that have a little bit of experience to acquire the tools that they need and acquire the learning that they need, an experience of learning about order flow and at least the way that I chart and I am consistently profitable in the market to make themselves profitable and give you guys the tools for success that not a lot of people on here offer. There's a lot of people on here that stand on a balcony and tell you that they'll make you $5 million and that they're going to make you financially free if you just buy this one program. You buy the program and it's just them talking in front of a camera about how you need to work harder and how you need to study like Luke Belmar and how you need to just be in the right room at the right time and network with the right people. And you know what? It's a lot of bullshit. I'm going to be completely honest with you. If you want to really make your mark and do well in trading, you have to have the tools at your disposal and really understand how to formulate an edge using those tools. And I am going to put a lot of effort in to help you guys acquire the ability to do that. So that's my spiel. Video's done. Thank you guys for watching. And I will be back in the next video for my NinjaTrader settings. Peace out.